unusual week. I am live. So, my name is Teresa Micheletti, and this site is called Take What Rings True. And the whole idea is you can believe what I say or not. Today, about psychic surgery. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of psychic surgery that you may have heard of where people put their hands in somebody's body etherically and take out actual pieces of their body. Not what I'm talking about. I am talking about psychic surgery, which is a form of energy healing that works on people's energy. Now, some people who are psychic surgeons just work on their auric field. So your client's auric, the energy outside of them, which is fine. I believe my form of psychic surgery is to look inside of people. Now, luckily, about 4 years ago now, I was having one-to-one sessions with angels. So a person who was an angel channel would work with me one-to-one. She would go into a trance and angels would come in and talk to me. They told me that I have a psychic surgeon, a guide. So my guide is a former doctor when he was on Earth, a surgeon, and I call him Doc. That's not the name that they gave me, but I call him Doc. Just as any spirit guide, you can call them whatever they want. They're just happy to be talking to you. Hey, Carla. So, psychic surgery. Psychic surgery is a wonderful, amazing phenomenon. I didn't realize that I was actually using psychic surgery. I thought I was waiting till later to pick it up, but I was doing crystal healing, which is where I can take a crystal and see what the attributes of that crystal are, and then say it's peace and tranquility. Then it would take out the opposite of peace and tranquility from you. I become a bridge between, there are entities, spirits, who work with that crystal, and then they take out the negativity and work through me because I'm a lower vibration than spirits in the heavenly realm. And then it's replaced with peace and tranquility, which is kind of calming and nice. Only when I started doing that at a summit, all of a sudden I was seeing things that were in people. So I thought it was the angels that were doing it, but it was also me. So I knew the spirits were there, but I could see inside and realize that somebody's diaphragm was like too hard. It needed to be softened up. I could see somebody's heart was not firing right, not pumping correctly, et cetera, et cetera. So I would state what was happening, what I was seeing, because I'm clairvoyant, I'm also clairaudient, and just do like a 15-minute report of what's going on in their body. And I didn't realize I was actually doing psychic surgery, even though I didn't know my spirit guide was there because I wasn't paying attention to him. Anyway, psychic surgery is amazing. So for some people like me, we can see layer by layer by layer. I can see the skin, I can see the skull, I can see the brain, I can see the muscles, the tendons, the bones. And so I can see where there's blockages. It's like, okay, this looks normal, normal, normal. Oh, there's something wrong with your elbow. Maybe there's like some negativity there, or it's just not, the energy's not flowing correctly. Also, my psychic surgeon, spirit guide, will align people. It can, like, maybe the right side of your energy is not the same as the left side of your energy, so they can realign. Now, I only know 2 other psychic surgeons personally. One does not see layer by layer. And the other one, I'm not sure. I just know that when I have talked about psychic surgery, she said, oh, yes, she does the same thing. So if you are going to go work with a psychic surgeon, first, take some time, just meditate a little bit, and make sure that their vibration is as high as yours. You don't want to go to any healer, hands-on healer or Reiki healer. You don't want to go to any healer whose vibration is lower than yours. You want them to come up to your level and help you where you are, not bring you down. I have a friend who had a Reiki healing, and she did not know that they were putting symbols in her, and that person's energy was much lower than hers, and she felt awful after the healing. You don't want to feel awful after the healing. Not that that would always happen, but I'm saying just spend some time, just meditate for a few minutes and say, okay, is this the person I need to go to? And you can also do muscle testing, where you use your fingers, smooth as yes, rough as no, or you stand up, and if you say the question and you rock forward, the answer is yes, rock backwards, the answer is no. And there's other ways of doing that. But it's just to double check, okay, am I supposed to be working with this person? And then do the testing, the muscle testing, yes or no. And take your first impression. They may be the nicest person in the world, but they may not have the vibration that you have. And you want somebody to work with your energy who has a high vibration, at least as high as yours or higher. So, psychic surgery, the spiritual energy psychic surgery, is not a medical procedure. There's no incisions, no instruments, and we ask for light. We talk to God or spirit or the universe, whatever you want to call it, source, and ask for energy to move. So, I always clear the room, clear myself, clear this client's room, clear them, just to keep away the negativity. And I ask that their spirit team, because everybody has their own personal angel, everybody has their own personal spirit guide. You may have more than one angel, you may have more than one spirit guide, but you have at least one of each. I ask that their spirit team, their angels and spirit guides, check each other and make sure they're of the light and not false. I ask the same thing of my team. And I ask that we be in a healing bubble, and that anyone outside or any spirit outside not be allowed to come in to the healing space unless our teams agree that they need to come in. So sometimes Yeshua, Jesus, will come in and help me with healings, moving energy. Sometimes people have had shamans come in. So there are spirits who help people. And if you have had a past life as a Native American, you might have a shaman come into your session. Now, if people can see or sense spirits, then they can report, okay, there's a shaman that's come in, your spirit team says it's okay, and they will help with the moving energy around so that you feel better. Sometimes for me, I also get to a point and think, okay, that person's shoulder is just like not right. What's going on with that person's shoulder? And then I'll immediately get it's a past life. So I can see people's past lives in that case and see the vignette, see the scene where a tree fell on their shoulder. And then we can release that energy and then they can feel better. Because often what's blocking you and you need a psychic surgeon for is there's some energy that won't move. And if you're just thinking about the current, what we call time, then that may not move the energy. But all time is God's time or source or universe. Everything's really all the same time happening at once. So you can go to a past life, remove that energy, and then feel better. And what you do, psychic surgeon, is I ask my spirit guide to help me, and I can see him moving energy. And then as soon as the energy is a void, that area is gone, then we fill that with light. We fill it with God's light. We fill it with golden light. We fill it with healing light, whatever is appropriate at that point in time. And if you're channeling, often you just know, okay, what you don't think, as my friend Sylvia Brown would say, don't think, just talk. So whatever comes to you, you have to make the assumption that you are doing this for the highest good, which is another thing that I add at the beginning. Let me be a channel for the highest and best good. I may not say that out loud, but that's the intent. And then you just keep going. Just, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? You're going through the person's body. Okay, is there something wrong with their muscle in their arm? Is there something wrong with their knee? Maybe something's wrong with their kneecap. Often it's a diaphragm, or the energy in the top half of the body and the bottom half of the body are disconnected, or it might be their gallbladder. All of a sudden you just think gallbladder, or brainstem. After doing the psychic surgery for about a year, organs started talking to me, which is kind of odd. All of a sudden you get to the brainstem and it's like, I'm okay. What you need to check is blah, blah. Now they aren't saying it out loud. Just on the other side, we all speak telepathically. We communicate telepathically. We rarely say things out loud. Of course, if you're doing a lecture or you're singing, then you're doing it out loud. But otherwise, it's telepathic. So you just know what they're thinking. So the organs will tell me what they're thinking or how they're feeling. The other day, the person had the bottom two chambers of her heart were just fine. The top two chambers were sad. And I felt like crying because the top two chambers of her heart were so sad. So we put in healing energy. But it's amazing how organs are sentient. They have a presence. They can sort of think. So it's interesting to have an organ or a part of a body talk to you. So how does it help? You can feel better from chronic pain or emotional heaviness. You can feel better from physical discomfort. Often it would be because of you've stored stress or you've stored emotion. You know, if we can't handle things, like you have an awful, awful experience in third grade, and there was this bully, and so you stored that hurt. And maybe you stored it in your gallbladder. Maybe you stored it in your shoulder. Maybe you stored it wherever. But often we just like, not going to deal with that. I'm just going to make it go away. And it doesn't really go away. You've stored it somewhere. And that hinders your energy flow and feeling good. So you get a sense of being cleared when the energy moves. So it could be taking away the past life or just asking for the energy to be refreshed, renewed. Only this person's optimum energy, their optimum DNA, whatever it is. So it's not a big involved thing, although I think the more you do it, the more tools you have as a psychic surgeon. Now, one way to tell if you're possibly a psychic surgeon is if you're dreaming about doctor's offices, hospitals, clinics, medical units. That's an indication that you may be a psychic surgeon. In which case, contact me and I can talk to you about it. So when you work with a psychic surgeon, they have enhanced intuition and they have the thoughts of where to move energy to restore the person, to make you more balanced, to make you feel better. Now, this is not a medical practice. This is a complementary spiritual practice. If you think there's something wrong with your heart, go to the doctor. If you think that there's something wrong with your shoulder, go to the doctor. Source, God, universe made doctors for a reason. Now you can do self practice. You can do self hypnosis or self meditation. And in a meditative state, you can visualize the light coming through you, restoring your body, restoring your energy field, which is your auric field. And just think as you go through your body, is there some place where it gets like stopped? If that energy gets stopped, then ask for it to be cleared. Talk to your spirit guide, talk to your personal angel. Ask them to help you let go of anything that's holding you back. If there's a past life, you want it released. Also ask for the memories that are stored that are hindering you to be released. You can ask for that anytime. So ask for yourself to be cleared. If you're having trouble clearing yourself, or it's not working, then talk to someone who's a spiritual energy psychic surgeon. Possibly that will help. And you can do the same thing that I asked you to do before. Think about meditating for a few minutes and thinking, okay, is this something I should pursue? Would this help me? And then get the answer, yes or no, or, stand up. And if you move forward, the answer is yes. If you move backwards, the answer is no. If you don't move, or you just like twitch, it's probably neutral. You decide whether you want to do it or not. But spiritual healers see it as the light of source, the light of God, the energy of the spirits that are just going through. So I'm a bridge to help people because I'm at earth level. So I'm at earth vibration. And it's very hard for your spirit guide and your personal angel to get down to our level. So the psychic surgeon becomes the bridge. So it's like they send energy through me and it goes out, like I'm a tube, just goes out to that person. So I can work with somebody in South Africa because it's the energy, and God's everywhere, source is everywhere, universe is everywhere. So my energy goes out, but it's really source energy, God's energy, universal energy that's going through me and out. And when I see a problem with a person's shoulder and I see the energy, it's really coming from source or God through me to them. So I'm just the focus. So it comes through me and I focus the energy where it needs to be. And I know that it's angels and spirit guides that are telling me, and I can hear it or see it. And then that I know where that energy should go. And it's probably the source and God, universal energy, that's also working through the organs to tell me you need to check the diaphragm. You need to check the person's knee. You need to check their auric field. A lot of times when people are not feeling good, the perimeter, the outside of your energy field outside of you is torn, broken, not complete. It's like you have a break in your skin and you're bleeding, or that fluid is coming out. So you need to make sure your aura is strong, clear, and complete every day. You can ask for that when you're getting up in the morning. Make my aura strong, clear, and complete. Color corrected, because you have an aura, and that color of that aura is your color. Now, there's other colors too. When I was working in Sylvia Brown's church, I'm a minister. When I was at Sylvia Brown's church, we would call it a parfait. So there's your auric color, your natural color, and then you can ask for white protective light, like around that. You can ask for purple light, which is high spirituality and correct thinking. You can ask for emerald green, which is healing. So you can make a parfait every day. So you have your auric field, your aura light, and then you can have other layers, bubbles around you of other colors to help you. So, psychic surgery, interesting area of pursuit. So, consider using psychic surgery if you're trying to get better, if you're feeling off kilter, then you might want to contact a psychic surgeon and have them look at your auric field, look at your body, and talk to them before you work with them, because you need to know what kind of psychic surgeon are they. Do they just work with the auric field? Do they work with your physical body? Do they work with what? What is their area of expertise? And I have an additional area of expertise because I can work with getting rid of darkness, dark energy, and dark spirits. So I can see them and deal with them. So if they're in your field or trying to attach themselves to your auric field, I can get them out of there, move them. Don't need them to be there. Because sometimes dark entities, which is souls that chose not to accept the light of God at the beginning of creation. So sometimes those dark entities will just hang around you, especially if you are in an environment where somebody's a drug addict or someone is an alcoholic, because their energy is so low, their energy and their vibration is so low that it will attract lower vibration beings, which is dark entities is one of them, or one category of them. So if you have questions, let me know. You can put them in chat or comments. You can contact me through Facebook or through YouTube, and I'd be glad to answer those questions. So, psychic surgery, moving energy is amazing. Sometimes that's all people need to feel better. Because if you had a tree fall on your shoulder in a past life and you go to the doctor, there's nothing wrong with you, there's nothing I can find, then do the energy test and see, well, maybe it's a past life. Go to a past life specialist, or do your self hypnosis or meditation and see if it's a past life, and ask your guide, ask your angel to help you let that go. If you can't, then go to someone who can help you, a past life specialist or a psychic surgeon or anyone else that you meditate on, and that's the person you should go to. Maybe it is a Reiki healer. So, psychic surgery, consider it. It's another tool, another spiritual tool you can use. But always start with yourself and your spirit guide and your angel, your meditation, your self-hypnosis, and see if you can just let go of whatever it is that way. If not, then go to a spiritual healer, go to a psychic surgeon. And I'd be glad to hear from you. So questions, but consider, go through your body today and see, is there some place that I'm having trouble with? Is there some place I keep going to the doctor and they keep saying there's nothing wrong with you? Then maybe you need to go to someone or meditate on what is that block. And I know it took me like 3.5 years to let go of some of the junk I've been keeping. I stored all these emotions. I stored all these feelings. I closed off my third eye so I couldn't be psychic in this lifetime. I understand why, because I'd been killed numerous lifetimes for being psychic. Well, no wonder I didn't want to be psychic in this life. Let's just close that off. So I had to open it up. It took me a while, and I had lots of help from angels, from healers. So If you feel like there's some kind of block you need to get rid of, then go through your body, meditate, visualize, just sense, have a knowing of it, and then see if there's something you need to move, some energy you need to move. And then you can ask your spirit guide and your angel to help you do that. If not, go to somebody. I'd be glad to work with you. So thank you for joining me today. So I know Carla was on, and Kathy and Denise and whoever's watching or listening on the recording. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you next Wednesday with a different topic for spiritual information that I've gathered for decades. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye.